on the way to pick up something that I actually bought something from this guy a while back, but I'm on the way to pick up a 1984 CR500. It's super clean. From what I saw last time I was there, I wasn't really serious about buying it, but we did kind of pre-negotiate a price, so we'll see if everything works out. Hopefully it does. And yeah, pretty excited. CR is kind of a little bit scared of it, to be honest. It's definitely more powerful than anything else I've had, but it is kind of the end all. All right, got the latest Honda Odyssey and an 84 CR500. Now I got to try to get them out. Got the CR500. This is 1984, air cooled. I do have the seat and the plastics as well. Just took them off while I was transporting it so they don't fly off. But yeah, I am super pumped to have this thing. A couple issues with it, but nothing major. I'm about to just clean it up a little bit, and that's it. I am missing the front number plate. There's your 1984 original wheels. Here's a little project that I picked up. I guess it was been about 3 days now, something like that. Needs a lot of work, but this is had to look up the serial number on it. It's a 1982 Honda Odyssey FL250, and most of it is here. It does need, like I said, it needs quite a bit of work. I have the two front fenders. I have the bottom of the seat. Obviously the seat is pretty roached out, so we'll see what I can manage to salvage, or maybe I'll just redo the whole thing or replace some of the foam. Not really sure yet, but my first once over, the motor does turn, and I pulled the spark plug out earlier. Let's see if you can see that. Feels like there's good compression on it. I got this off. I have a feeling the reason this was parked was because the starter wasn't working. I was able to, and I have the starter, the electric starter inside. These from the factory, they would have come with the pull cord. There was a, I don't know how to pronounce it, G-O-K-I. I'm assuming it's like Goki, but there's a Goki electric starter kit. This is actually part of it, so this mounts on there. There's going to be a ring that I ordered, so it's a gear ring for the actual starter, and then the starter just kind of mounts off to the side and turns that rear gear ring. Okay, I'll get it right eventually. And then on top of this piece here would go the original pull cable. So I don't have the original pull cable, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to run it off of electric start only. The button for electric start is right there, dangling down. So that's the button for the electric start. Obviously needs some new cables. The brakes, the rear brakes, are not working right now. They're seized up. I did take a look inside the cylinder. Everything seems to look okay there. It actually has a Wiseco piston that's 2 millimeters over, so somebody was trying to do something to it at some point. And it looks rough, but when it boils down to it, a new coat of paint, a new seat. These tires hold air. The rear tires hold air. The front tires do not. But basically, what I'm getting at is, once this is done, it should be pretty cool. This is like the front skid plate. You have the exhaust. I have the air cleaner cover. Don't have it here, but it's in my truck. So everything's pretty much there. I need a CDI, which gets mounted right under here. I did order a brand new wiring harness from ATV. I think that was like 50 bucks, 60 bucks. So it just seemed like the right thing to do. A lot of these wires are kind of they have a lot of repairs done to them, makeshift done to them, and they're pretty brittle anyway. So I'm just gonna get a brand new wiring harness, and yeah, anyway, let's get started. I have this battery laying around. It's actually the perfect size for this Goki kit. So this, see that line right there? This flap folds up and actually holds it in place, and the way that you would get this battery out is through the side, which they have this what they added onto it is a little mount bar for a full-size battery, a much larger battery, so that's why they flattened this out here. I'm guessing they had some kind of crossbar going in the top of these posts that would hold the battery in place, maybe some kind of latch over here, but I'm going to use just a regular small one. Maybe there's a reason they had a big one. This does not have a stator that will charge the battery. They do make one that has 2 yellow charging wires coming off of it, but this one does not have it. So what that means is that this battery will need to be charged one way or another, whether it's a trickle charger, or what I'm thinking is just put a solar charger on it and just leave that on full time. So I did a little more checking into this solenoid. I thought the solenoid was bad. This is really loose, and for whatever reason they have RTV on there. But once it makes contact, you get it in a good spot. So the solenoid still works, and I did use my multimeter to see that we have 12 volts going out of there, so that goes up here, and this cable goes to the starter, which will be sitting right over here on the crank. So making some progress. Okay, so get the battery all hooked up. Solenoid I already verified, and I went ahead and wired it to the switch, which was hanging over here, like I mentioned. So now I got it all set up, and you could hear the solenoid clicking back there. So now what I need, which is, I'm waiting on some parts, but I have the starter ready to go. So there's that ring gear. There's that ring gear that goes around here, and then I can put the starter ring on, and then I can see if we can get this thing to turn over with the starter, with the electric starter, and then we'll worry about getting some spark.